Hi, hey, welcome to my channel. Every rifle has a story. Just so happens this rifle has two stories. The first one is a cartridge. You can see on the screen, it is the .30 Winchester centerfire cartridge. Now, they had been developing smokeless powder for quite some time, and Winchester engineers decided that they would come up with a cartridge that was a medium-sized cartridge. And what they had before was just they had like the 45-70, the 40-90, all of those, the 33, all of those big bore calibers for big game. And the problem that they were running into is when you made a rifle for big game, the rifle became big. And what they wanted to do is they wanted to try the smokeless powder out, see if they could get speed with a smaller diameter bullet, and therefore making a smaller rifle and make it easier to carry. And they did just that. They come out with the .30 Winchester centerfire, which was a round that had 30 grains of smokeless powder, a .30 caliber bullet that weighed about 150 grains. And it was a jacketed bullet. That has been that wasn't very popular or had been used before. And what they had used was a mixture of, I believe it was like 70% copper, but they had a nickel mix in it. So it was like a silverish looking bullet. And I have a picture of it here somewhere. And you can see what that looked like. But as they had developed this, they needed a rifle to shoot it out of. And we're going to take a look at a couple rifles, what Winchester wanted, and what John Browning invented. And that is the second story. The second story is about the differences between the 1876 and the 1886 and the 1892 and the 1894. What they had done before with the 73 model, if they wanted a bigger caliber, what they did was make a bigger rifle. And the same thing with the 1883. They wanted a bigger, John Moses Browning had designed the 83, and it was similar to the 92. It had these great big locking lugs that had gone through, and we were dovetailed through the receiver here, and you could see, and then it would come back up, and those locking lugs would give it added strength. What Winchester wanted was this frame in a medium to a big game cartridge. And what Browning had come up with is the 1894. Now you can see the 1892, as you run the action, it pivots here, the bolts come down with it, it goes forward, and that's the swing. But that's all the swing you get, and it's a very small pistol cartridge hole here. And what Browning had done was he had fashioned, rather than having a solid steel bottom, he had fashioned where the lever would pull down and pivot the bottom of the receiver, thus giving the rifle more room to do the same pull and allowing a much bigger cartridge, which would fit the 38-55, the 32-40, and the 30-30. So actually a relatively genius design, and you could get a light rifle and an easier maneuverable rifle with a good size caliber for big game. Now let's take a look at the rifle. The model 1894 had a crescent style butt plate, a walnut stock. It had a hammer that had some checkering, and it had a half-cock safety. It had a medium-sized receiver and a full 26-inch barrel that was octagon. It had a ammunition tube here where you would feed through this King's patent, where you could put 9 rounds and carry this thing fully loaded. And it only weighed 7 pounds, where something that had some significant power to it would weigh anywhere between 9 and 11. So if you're chucking in the woods all day, I mean, 3 or 4 pounds means a lot. So this rifle really did get a big fan base very quickly. We're going to go out and shoot the thing, but before I do, I'll just tell you about the sights I have on it. These are marble sights. This is the rear peep, and this is a Lyman globe front. And I use those simply because my eyes are older and it's hard to use the buckhorn sights. So let's take it out to the range, and we'll see what this 120-year-old rifle can do. Don't expect a lot, but I'm going to be shooting it at 100 yards. And remember, you know, we're shooting at a 6-inch circle out there, and if you can hit that, you can hit a deer in the vitals every time. So let's take a look. Shove these things into your thumb sore. Give it a rack. And let's give it a go. Okay. I'll see you guys next week.